What's up, guys? Am I live? Can you see me? Super weird stuff wouldn't let me go live, and I was just stuck there for like 10 minutes, wondering what was going on because it would not go live. But we're live now, and let me know if you can hear me. And today's show, we're going to be talking about shipping. If you have any questions about shipping, now is the time to ask me so that I can help you out. Probably the most questions I've ever gotten through email and comments and everything, always about shipping. So now I get to answer those questions for you guys. And I wanted to start off with some shout outs from Instagram and people that have sent me different finds and stuff like that. So let me log into that because, like I said, on computer is giving me some problems. But give some shout outs from Instagram and start getting everything loading. Everything's good here. Let me know if you can hear me, and we can get this show started. But all right, so shout outs Instagram Omar Reyes, who found Ralph Lauren dad hat, $15. Joey Castanguay, sorry if I messed up your name. He sent me pictures too of this $50 Michael Kors jacket that he got at Burlington, and retail on it $325. Resold it on eBay $250. So pretty good profit on there. And let me see if I can go back on IG. Salty William, $325 so far on Reselling. Barely started out. Dara Loot, triple black tubulars for $42 at Ross. And Reflective ZX Flux for $30. Resold those for $100, $120. So a couple of shout outs there. Let me see if I can go back, because people are there you go, Salty William, because some people are telling me that they, I guess, are having problems trying to upload or watch the video. So let me see if I can refresh this real quick and see if it helps out a little bit, because like I said, I had problems on my end trying to just go live. It was stuck at like 99% for like a long time, and then now let's see, it should be good. Let me double check on this side. All right, so there goes Salty. S is that S is his name on YouTube. Johan G, what's up? Hi. And let me see if I go down over here. All right, so everything should be good. Let me know if it's a little slow, if we're having trouble watching it or anything loading, because I was having some trouble. So, all right, starting off from the start, let's see, where should we get into with shipping? I brought like a whole bunch of boxes and stuff so I can show you guys different bags, how to save money on that stuff on eBay and shipping, everything like that. So we'll start off with like first class shipping, which is going to be the cheapest, going to be the best thing for you. And that mostly has to be for like pretty much clothing items, since they weigh less than 16 ounces. So they changed this, I think, last year. It used to be up to 13 ounces, but weigh your items, and if there's 16 ounces or less, you can ship them first class package. You can put them in small little boxes or the poly bags, which I'm about to show you. And I think the highest, let's see, 16 ounces is like $4.30. So that's probably the cheapest, I guess, as far as the first class package goes, to save you money. And let's see, the least, let's say if it's like 3 ounces, $2.61. So you're looking on spending at the highest like $4 on shipping when you're talking about first class package, 16 ounces or less. So in that case, you're gonna want something like this poly bag. What I like about it is, of course, you don't get to see what's inside. So it's a gray poly bag. You can get these on eBay, like a whole bulk of like 100, 200, 500, however many you need. So a full bulk of these. And then when it comes to like shipping out t-shirts, clothing, like I said, those kind of items, put it in a regular poly bag. Same thing on eBay. Get these set of like 100, 500. Close that up, put it into the other poly bag, and that's it. You're good to go. And you don't have to try to find boxes or look for boxes, all that stuff. You don't have to worry about that. That's probably the simplest, easiest way to ship out some of the lower weight items. So what's up, Jose? Salty William, what's the cheapest way to ship backpacks? So backpacks are a little bit more difficult, depends how big they are, and I'm gonna get to that. Probably would be maybe like a medium flat rate box. Large is probably a little bit too big and be paying too much. Probably like a medium box for that one. Jose, what's the best way to send hats out? So for like the dad hats, since like the bill is already like curved, the best way to ship out that is through the poly bags too. And I've done that for quite a bit of the hats already. No complaints, nothing. If you're talking about new era hats, where they have like, if it's flattened out, people really care about the condition, then you're probably going to have to get small boxes from like Uline. I think when I shipped out like a lot of those snapback hats back in the day, I got like the 7x7x5, I think was the size of the box. And it was like a perfect fit for the hats so that they don't get all messed up, and that really helped. And the weight, I think still it might weigh less than 16 ounces, so that will help you. But we're talking about dad hats, something like that. I would go with the poly bag, put that in there, and no complaints so far. Probably the cheapest way you'll be able to ship that out. So I would definitely go with that. So let's say you're talking about jerseys that weigh a little bit more. Let's say they weigh more than 16 ounces. You can't send them out on a first class package. Then I would go with something like this, like a flat rate padded envelope. And this definitely, like the higher end jerseys, will fit in here. And the good thing is it's also insured. So priority mail, it'll probably take like 1 to 3 days for them to get it. So that definitely helps. Speed is a factor. The polybag ones, talking about like the first class package, it takes a little bit longer. But in this case, this will get there quicker and is insured, like I said. And in this case, you would just put in like jersey, something heavier than 16 ounces. You'd put it in this padded flat rate envelope and you're good. I know you guys have probably seen like the regular envelopes. Now the deal is with these is that if they're like, they never used to like give anybody any problems, but when they were like too bulky or too fat, like they don't recommend that. And some people might give you problems if they're scanning it in, and if it's too big, too bulky, they might tell you like, nah, it's tearing, or it doesn't fold right, or it's not going to fit. They might give you problems. So that's why they came up with the padded envelope, because everything fits good in there when you're talking about like clothing. So I wouldn't use this for clothing. I would use the padded one. And the padded one comes out to, I believe, $6.25 right now if you go through eBay and doing all that. So that will help you, but I would probably stay away for this for clothing. Salty, when a customer wants to return an item, do they have to provide a tracking for me? Also, when I give a partial refund, do I get eBay final value fee credit still? Googled this and couldn't find the answer. So to answer your question, they should, if a customer wants to return an item, they have to provide tracking so that you can see where it is. If they don't, I mean, you won't really know if you actually got it or not, and either will eBay, and they definitely want to know if you received it. So they're going to have to update that on eBay, and it's going to tell you where it is. And so once it comes in, it's going to tell you this thing was returned. Take a look at it and make sure it's not messed up, because some people will try to send back shoes that are all messed up, even though you sold them brand new. If that's the case, go through it, make sure it's legit. And if it's just a basic return, cool, refund them the money and you're good to go. Final value fee credits though, I'm not 100%. I don't think they will give you on a partial refund unless it was like a full refund. I don't think they'll do it for the partial. Ricardo says, hi, what's up? Deformity Shot. If you need boxes, USPS offers free boxes, any size, and envelopes for free, online, not in person. And that's the thing though, it's free online. You can order as many as you want. We're talking about the shoe boxes, the flat rate boxes, all that stuff. Go to USPS.com. You can order as many as you want, like packs of 10, 25, I think is the highest that they have. They'll send all of that to you for free. So you don't have to worry about any of that stuff and hunting for boxes. If you do it in person though, they only have like the set ones that the post office gets. So like they'll only have more than likely the flat rate ones. They're not going to have the shoe box. They're not going to have other, like, I guess, different random size boxes. They're only going to have the ones that the regular post office carries. And you're not going to get the best rate just by going with the flat rate, you know? So you want to order those online. Let's see. Salty William. Yeah, a customer returned a game to me, but they didn't go through eBay. They just messaged me that they shipped the item back to me, but they didn't provide any tracking or anything, and I still haven't got them back, so I should not refund them until I receive them. So yeah, don't refund anything unless you get something back, but they're gonna have to like go through the whole eBay process of actually sending in a return and going through all of that. Like, they can't just message you and tell you, oh, hey, I'm sending it back, because there's no proof. And if there's no proof, then eBay's not going to make you return that either until it's gone through the full process. So I wouldn't worry about it until they actually follow through with it. If you still haven't gotten anything and there's no proof, then really there's nothing they can do about it. All right, so we talked about the envelopes. The next thing we're talking about, like the differences between like flat rate and the regular boxes. So I always recommend like the shoe boxes. Remember the shoe boxes for all of the Ross finds. So they fit perfectly in here. Like here's the Kyrie's, nice and wrapped up. Put those in here and they're good to go. So the shoe boxes you will have to order online. They're not going to have them at the post office. So you'd get these online, and it'll tell you on there too, shoebox when you order them. And then we have shoebox on here too, if you guys can see that. And this is standard size is like 5x7x14. And the lowest I think it ever came out to for me was like $6. And that was because it went somewhere else in Texas. I think the highest it's ever been was like $14, and that's going to somewhere like New York since I'm from Texas. So it'd take a little while to ship that out there, plus how much it weighs. And that's the thing too, like Kobe's that are less than 2 pounds aren't going to cost you as much compared to, let's say, like those heavy Pippin up tempos up there that are like 2.5 pounds. It's going to cost a little bit more money, and more than likely like 14 or so bucks. But I always use these shoe boxes for the Ross finds. And for the kid finds, surprisingly, I know people are like, can't believe you're like using these for the kid finds, but this padded envelope is still good for the kids' youth finds. So like, especially like the toddler ones, wrap them up, and you can even put them in the other poly bag, put it in here, and we're talking about like $6.25, you know, for the padded envelope for actual shoes. So that will definitely help you. We want to try to save money on the kid shoes, because I know the kid shoes too, if you're trying to make, you know, nice little profit on them, they don't move as quickly as the men's shoes. So that might be a problem, but at least you can save money shipping them out in something like this. No complaints. I've done a lot of these so far with the padded flat rate envelope. So I would do these for not only the heavy jerseys, but for the kids' shoes as well. All right. So I think let's see. Jose asked, nice. Those shoe boxes are free. Nice. Have a bunch of random boxes at work. Good to know. Um, let's see. Tony says FedEx Smart Post helps keeps costs low with heavy items. Yeah, it depends on how heavy your eBay item is. Same thing with like UPS. And if you're shipping out something super heavy, you want to make sure it's insured because if anything gets broken, at least you know it's not your fault. I think also what you would do like at UPS, if it's something huge, though, that's what I'm talking about. They can just pack the item for you, so you know that you don't have to take any responsibility for any of that stuff. Because you never know. You have like one of those drivers out there, just drop it wherever, kick it around, it gets stolen. None of that stuff's your fault. You'll get the money back or the insurance back, and you're good. So you can look out for that. Nathan, how much do most shoes cost without the boxes? Um, are we talking about like shipping or Ross finds or buying them in general? Let me know so I can answer your question. I guess best way that I can. If I want to talk about flat rate boxes, so that's probably the next one. So this one right here, medium flat rate box, and I think this one I used to do if the shoe was really heavy, but only I think it can only fit size like men's what like up to like size 9 for men. So it can't go huge for something like this on the medium flat rate box. On that one, let me check on eBay to see what the new updated price on. I haven't shipped anything like a medium flat rate box in a while, I think. So let me check on that one. Medium flat rate box has it at $12.05. So that one actually might help you out if it's a heavier Ross find then, because if it's going somewhere super far, because I think something like that I think cost me at least like 14-15 bucks with the shoe box. It was going somewhere far, but then again, like I said, it has to be like a size 9 or below, or it's not gonna fit in something like that. How much? Okay, I'm trying to answer Nathan's question. OG boxes or Ross finds. If you have the OG box, then you're probably gonna have to get something from Uline. I only shipped out shoes with the OG box with Uline boxes because they fit perfectly. And sneakerheads are gonna be picky about their shoes, like especially if you're sending out Yeezys, Jordans, things like that. They're gonna want to make sure that the original box is nice and clean and not all bent up, not all bashed in. So the only way you can do that is like you have the Uline boxes, they fit perfectly, unless you want to go and hunt out for your own boxes. But with the original box, guarantee you it's going to be like 16 to 18 bucks. More than likely the cheapest way you're going to be able to ship them out because of the size and the weight. So I would prepare for that, like when you're listing everything on eBay and you have those shipping numbers on there. I would definitely keep that in mind, so you're not paying for shipping and losing out on money if you didn't plan on. Salty, what would I do in a situation where I shipped the wrong item to the wrong customer and there was a mix-up? Just wondering. That actually happened to me. I think what like man, probably one of the first years that I was selling, because I was selling like two very similar items, and then I shipped out one to. I pretty much just crossed them, and one of them they sent it back to me, and then the other one they kept it, and I was like, you gotta send it back. It wasn't even the right item. And they said they were gonna keep it. All right, cool. Luckily, it was like around the same price range, so I didn't lose out on anything like that. So that helped me. But they're supposed to send it back to you, and once they send it back to you, then you can ship it out to the right customer. But they might be a little mad about it since they had to wait for that item to get back to you and then ship it out. So I would just double check every time um you're shipping out items, because it has happened to me, and it's like a long process to get everything back and to ship it out again. It just sucks. All right, so don't know if you guys have seen this one. Large flat rate box. This one is meant for like board games. You can see right there, kind of like the chess pieces and stuff like that. So this box I used to ship out before I was doing Amazon FBA. I would ship out all of like the Guitar Hero guitars in here, and I would be able to fit like I would fit like 2 guitars and even the necks, everything in here. I'd fit those in those large boxes. So that one you can order it if you're selling large items. It's a large flat rate box, which is kind of weird too, because the other large flat rate box is like fatter. It's not longer like this one. And that one you could fit a lot of stuff in there. So that one, if you wanted to do backpacks, it's still going to cost you about $16 to ship out on that one. So that one would fit backpacks pretty easily, large bags, anything like that. And like I said, $16 more or less for the large flat rate box. So I forgot to talk about this one. We're talking about the smaller stuff, but this one, they used to have it like perfectly made for VHS tapes. And this is a small flat rate box. So this one, you can still fit like DVDs in here. I used to ship out, I guess, some of the ones that cost a little bit more. Put that in here, and it would be about a $6.25. I think the same thing, almost the same price as the flat rate padded envelope, just to do this. So, all right, E Green, what's up? Shout out. Saltuium, yeah, both said they would return it to me, but I never got a message back or received the item. They didn't go through the return through eBay either, so I guess I don't do anything, right? Yeah, don't do anything until they ship it back to you, unless you get it, and then I guess they didn't go through the eBay thing. I mean, you can refund them their money, but if they didn't go through the full process and they're just telling you they sent it back, then I wouldn't worry about that at all, because there's no way of even telling. And that's the thing that eBay kind of got better at over time, because in the beginning, like, people were just doing sketchy stuff. Back then, you'd have to like do a money order to send in your payment for whatever you bought. So it was completely different. So yeah, I wouldn't do anything about that. Bro, have you gone to Kickspin? I haven't gone to it, actually. I think people are kind of like I guess mixed on it. I don't know why, but I want to go check it out and see. I haven't gone yet. What's up, Josh? Jehu5. Glenn, what would be the best way to ship out those N64 games that are complete with the box? And Josh had like a massive haul. Send me some photos, I think, from the pawn shop of like complete N64 with the box system, all that stuff. That one is tough. And when you're going to that, I know for a fact it's not going to fit in something like this. I also wouldn't use this because the box is going to get smashed. I wouldn't do that. I would probably go with, they do have some smaller priority ones, but I would go with something that's going to be insured. If you have like the shoebox, like the one we got at Ross, I know it's a little huge, but at least if it's packed up, for sure you're going to have to use probably the plastic wrap, then the bubble wrap around it, then the newspaper, just to keep it from moving around. Because, you know, whatever gamer gets that's like the first thing they're going to look at is the condition of the box, make sure it's in great shape. So I would use something like that, as long as it's, the good thing is it weighs less, so that will help you out. But as long as it's insured, $100 or more, to make sure you don't lose out on something like that, because that's the first thing they're going to look at. Let's see. Tony says, what service do you use to ship international? And that's just going through their global shipping program. So on that, I think you have to qualify after like a certain amount of sales. And with that is, what the cool thing is that you can just send it straight to eBay. They have, I think, like a warehouse in Kentucky, I think. So you ship it straight to them, and then they'll ship it out to the international customer. And I think I just sold like 3 things recently that went international, and I like that way better than what it used to be. the bad thing is with international, if you weren't doing that global shipping program thing, there's like no way to know if they even got it. And that's one of the things that eBay wanted to fix. So they made this global shipping program, and it works way better. You don't have to worry about any of that stuff. I had a friend that recently sold like some Oakleys, and then he sold them internationally, sent them out, and then they were like, "Oh, they're broken." And my friend was like, this dude obviously messed with them, or he's gonna send back, a different kind or something. And I asked him, did you go through like the global shipping program, or at least have something a little, I guess, to help you? Because maybe it went in broken, maybe it did get broken over shipping, but how did you ship it? Like, what did you use? Did you do it, right, as far as like the padding, make sure it didn't move around? And I don't know, he had to go through this whole thing. He ended up having to like refund the buyer, and the whole international shipping thing was a mess for me. So I never did it. I was only like US only until this program came out, and then I was good to go and never messed with any of that stuff ever again. So Kenneth, what's up? Jay Hoof, thanks, man. Johan says my Ross Marshalls have been completely dry for a week and a half. Yeah, I think, let's see. Well, tomorrow you're going to have Ross finds of the week. And this one is a little bit, a couple of good finds. The main Ross find of the week, it's a little iffy, but that happens, right? Like sometimes sometimes Ross is like straight fire. Other days it's like a little dry, a little slow. You don't know what's going on. Kenneth says our Burlington here is on fire. And that's the thing too. For me, Burlington right now is like the driest ever. They haven't had anything restocked in a long time. And ever since Christmas, didn't mess with it, nothing. So in my case, Burlington is low. Ross is still pretty decent for me right now. Marshalls right now is also pretty low. They haven't gotten any new shoes. I don't even know how people have found fragments or pinnacles or anything like that at their Marshalls. Mine is like nowhere near that level. They haven't gotten anything new at all. Josh says too, my Burlington is struggling. Yeah, Burlington right now is a little slower. And let me know what you guys think about the Monday and Tuesday videos. Those were the swap meet videos. And then then later on that day, we went to Ross Burlington Savers, found that Barkley jersey. So that I still have to list that. I have a whole bunch of stuff I still got to list, but that helped out. I want to go through like a lot of the stuff that sold recently so we can see. And of course, once I hit 25 of the Ross finds of the week, I'm going to go through like which Ross finds of the week have actually sold and what I sold them for. So you guys can see the complete action of like finding something, when I found it, the date, all that stuff. And then we can see when it sold and see how much I made. So I think that'll probably help different people. You can see the full thing instead of just me saying like, oh yeah, this is how much it's worth and how much I should get for it. At least you guys can see what I actually got. So Reese says enjoyed the videos you did recently, so appreciate that. Definitely want to do some more like hunting type of videos and researching some stuff. I know some people saw me like on there on eBay trying to look for especially like the Air Max 95s that I picked up, and trying to like do that kind of quickly. So Jose says Jordan 4 Oreo baseball cleats for $20 at Ross. I did see that, and I picked up, I think, the Jordan 4 cleats like months ago. I don't know why I didn't have a video on it, but now it looks like they came back, and now I've seen Jordan 4 cleats, Oreo colorway, and then also found like a white. Also, there's a white one too. I've only found like huge sizes right now, but I don't know. Maybe we'll get some better sizes. Josh says Ross has been good lately, especially last week. Found some Air Max 2015 breast cancer. Very nice. That's always good money. Chris, Ross been decent out here in Cali. Just got a pair of Flyknit Superflies for $49, sold in one day, and a lot of Kobe 10s. Yeah, a lot of the huge Kobe 10s, the team ones, a bunch of them out right now, and they're still selling too. So I wouldn't just leave those behind. Of course, the more reasonable size, the better. you're talking like size 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 for men's. That's probably the best bet. But once you start getting to like 15, 16, 17, they're a little bit harder to move, but they're just so cheap, 29 to 39 bucks. So I would still pick those up if you find any. Let's see. Kenneth, the Adidas Spain jackets are 20 bucks. Deformity Shot Ross has been really slow. And I live in Lubbock, Texas, and the stores have been struggling. Um, yeah, and then he also says Deformity Shot. I found some nice Mexico soccer shorts at Burlington yesterday for 20 bucks. So, uh, and he has a little icon of a regular show. So shout out to him. But yeah, let me know any other finds. I know I went through some of the shout outs in the beginning of the show, and I'm trying to go through all of the sorry, I get like crazy amount of DMs on Instagram trying to get that out, but if I haven't responded to you yet, I'm getting to it, and hopefully I will soon. But people have been asking me just different stuff about what they found and everything like that. So I try to help everybody that I can. Let's see. Chris says, "What's your thoughts on Cosmic Boost? I pick up a pair for 24 bucks." Um, Cosmic Boost, and there's been some other ones. I mean, obviously not Ultra Boost, except for that one that I did find, but there's been some other boosts out there that they have been moving a little slower. I think the highest I've seen some of them go were like 60, 65 bucks or so. So in that case, not really that great when it comes to I guess you can still make money on it, but I haven't seen them move as fast as I've seen like Kobe's and other shoes that you can pick up at Ross. They might be a little slower to move. Your profit isn't huge, but you can make probably your 20 bucks back, 15 bucks back. So I guess it just depends on the research on it, but I haven't really seen them move really, really, really fast. Salty William, how do you find items on eBay that are like clothing or like Adidas shoes or Under Armour if I don't know the name of them? For Nike, I know you just type the number in. For Adidas, you can type in some of the numbers too. Under Armour, I haven't really tried. If that's the case, I'll just look for different things on the actual tag or bottom of the shoe or something on the shoe that will give me like some hints of what they are. So if I really, really, really don't know what they are, so I'll look that up, try to do some searching. I'll do like a Google search first, and then I'll do an eBay search for that particular shoe. I know it does take a little bit longer, but hey, it's right there, fingertips away. All you gotta do is type in, and you'll find it. And it's like an extra step, but if the money is there, then it's definitely worth it. Picked up some, let's see, Michael Kors wedges for 50 bucks. Resold them for 160. Nice. Was that a Ross find? Let me know if that was a Ross or Marshall's find. I think at Ross mostly see a lot of like Coach stuff for women. Don't really see a whole lot of Michael Kors. Oh, maybe I do. Maybe I just wasn't paying attention. I see a lot of them for kids. I think I see a lot of Michael Kors shoes for kids. Johan says, "Man, I've been struggling to find out some eBay shoe models. Found some Heat Adidas, but they don't look familiar, and I don't know how to look them up. Any suggestions?" Let me see if I can get. I know I got a couple of pairs. Let's see about what Adidas I can look up for you guys. All right, so this was from the Tuesday video when I found these, and I think let's see what you can probably look up. Let's see if this works or not. All right, so with the Adidas, so what I did, if I can show you guys the tag real quick. All right, let's see if I could zoom in if you guys can see it. So yeah, it's gonna be really, really tough with this camera. So right there. It's like a B. It starts with like art and then B and then like 5 numbers. And this I've done for Adidas that has helped. So in this case, if you wanted to type it in B27462, if you type that in on Google, then it'll show you something. So in that case, I put that in, and then there it is. The shoe came up with the Adidas women's Adidas ZX Flux core black gold metallic arrow and heart print. So that worked for me, and you can try to do that and see if that helps. But I've done that with, I think I found some tubulars for toddlers, and I did that exact same thing. So I'd probably look up that art number, and more than likely they're all going to be very, very similar with art B, 5 numbers, 5 digits you can put in there. So Chris says, pass on some Kobe 9 Elite. They were all red, sick, but feel like steep price at $80. And I think it really just depends on the Kobe that it is, because I definitely agree that some of these Kobe's are like super, super high, but retail on them were high, and there's still good money to be made out there. But I think it just depends on the colorway. We talked about, like, I think last time, those like orange, brown, green colorway. That's just like the least popular colorway. That's probably why Ross has like so many of them. But I remember I did pick up the Kobe 9 at the time, the Christmas ones. Those still sold pretty well for me. I think another blue type of colorway that I picked up later on, those still sold good for me, even though they were like higher priced. So it just depends on the colorway. I would look for that and make sure you do a little bit more research. But I agree, if it's too much, pass on it. Don't worry. You'll get better finds later on. So it's always good to make sure you know what is worth it, instead of wasting money down the road and you're like, why did I buy these? Because that has happened when you're talking about all that stuff. So with the shipping, I think that's most of the shipping and how you're gonna save. The main ones that you're gonna save on have to be the lower, the I guess the items that weigh the least. Those are gonna be the ones that cost the least. Like I said, $2 to $4 at the most shipping. That's what's gonna help you out. The Ross finds, we know, the shoe boxes, and then you can go to the medium and large. All of these are priority. All of these are insured. That's what's gonna help you if anything happens to the items. They get broken, they get lost. You're insured and you're good. And I think one of the examples, like a PS2, I think I sold 2 PS2s one time, like 2-3 years ago. They ended up getting broken. I filed a claim with USPS, and then they refunded me the money back. Like, they don't go through this whole process or ask you a bunch of questions. You can send them photos. I think that will help you. That helped me probably in the long run, but they refunded the money and they were good. What about shoes that are dirty? Do you still buy them and just clean them up, or should I just pass on them? A lot of white shoes end up very dirty sitting at Ross. The weird thing is that I've actually asked for like a discount on that stuff. I was like, why are these so filthy? And of course, people just throw them around, especially at Ross. I would first, if it looks like they are selling pretty good, I would ask for a discount and see what they say. Go to the register. More than likely, they can do like 10, 12%. If it is dirty, maybe you can show them. If it's like kind of scratch or something is going on, try to get a discount on it for it being dirty. If it's a little dirty that you feel you can get it out, I would buy them if you know they're going to resell for good money. The next thing is, if they're just too dirty, pass up on them. Don't worry about it. Another find will come down the road. I wouldn't pick them up just for the fact that they're selling good, because if you try cleaning it up and you mess something up, then it's going to be very hard for you to list those as brand new when they're all messed up. So I would just go with your judgment and how dirty they are. And if you have to do some work on it, and clean up like a little bit on the sides or something, I would do it. But if it's just too messed up, I wouldn't even pick them up. Do you do the same Ross Marshalls every week? Or do you change up the route? I like to go, well, I only go to the ones, especially the ones in my area. I can't go to the super far ones unless I have more time. So that might not be until like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, if I have a little bit more time to go out there, because those take me at least like 20-25 minutes to get to. So I like to stay the ones that I can go to in my route, so I'm not spending a lot of gas money. And same thing, if I found out I'm pretty consistent at it, then the fines will come and I don't have to go super far looking for stuff. I just stay with that and I'm good. So I like to keep the same route. Chris says, what's your thoughts on when you have best offer up for shoes on eBay? Do you use it? I always use best offer. I tried to like make sure with my numbers that I have like a certain range I can take a best offer. You don't want to have all these low ballers in there and then you just give in because you want to get rid of it. You want to make money. That's the main part of it. And I'll take a best offer, but I have like a little leeway of like $5 to $10. It's not going to be ridiculous. You know, like if I list these for like 100, then probably the lowest I'm going to go is like $90. So I'll even tell them too in the offer, hey, this is the lowest I can go. Take it or leave it, final offer. And then sometimes they'll come back with like 85. So they'll get very, very close to that 90, even though you just told them 90 is the lowest you can go. And then that's it. I'll decline it. And then they know, all right, when I meant $90 is the lowest, $90 is the lowest. Like I'm not going to take 85 because that's how you want to lowball me. Like $90 is the lowest. I'm good. If you don't want to take that, cool. I'll sell it to somebody else. So don't be afraid to decline a lot of these best offers if you're if you're actually just telling them I'm not going to take it. So keep that in mind. Eduardo says, hey man, do you feel like you get most of your clothes from the activewear area of Ross? And I'd probably say a mixture because the activewear is good because Ross used to have like way more jerseys back in the day. Now they're kind of limited to like soccer jerseys, things like that. But activewear, at least what I've noticed, is like a lot of the high priced Nike stuff always does good for me. I guess because I'm in that like certain niche. So people that are following my store, they're used to seeing those things. But I get a lot of my stuff from that. Yes, the activewear. Jackets, I was like huge on jackets, just looking on certain prices when it was like winter and it was cold. So that's to keep in mind. But I'm kind of going with what I know, right? I mean, are there probably some dressy, nice button-up shirts out there that you can resell at Ross? Probably, especially when they go down to clearance. Then they're super cheap. So in that case, yeah. Same thing with like pants, jeans, certain shorts. Like may not find a lot of like polo shorts, but if you do, let's say at Marshalls and they're down to clearance, I would pick those up too. But they're not really in my expertise or in my niche. So I'd probably see how long those take to kind of move them. But I would look through all clothing anywhere you go. Salty William, do you keep a spreadsheet of all your numbers and profits? Yes, I do. And that's something that I'm going to get to. I'm hoping to get to next week, if not the week after that. And I want to go through my numbers eBay only, because I do a separate video for like my merch by Amazon stuff. At least if I go through the eBay stuff only, you guys can see how much I'm paying in fees, how much shipping was, how much did I actually make, what was my profit, how much did I spend on it. And I would recommend for everybody to keep track of this stuff because you want to make sure you're actually making money. You don't want to just be doing this for fun and you're not making any money. That's the main point, right? So I would keep track of this in general, even if you're just writing it down. You don't have a spreadsheet made. Don't worry about it. At least just write it all down and keep track of everything. I also have like a small like notebook where I keep track of like, all right, how much did I spend on these items? So when they do sell, I can go back and I have the prices there. You can keep all the receipts. That could get tedious though, but at least you have them written down, the date, when you bought them, and then you can go from there. So that will definitely help. Eduardo, Jose. I'm just gonna go back. Bacon. This bacon. Nice. Can I ask you something? I just did. All right, so let me go back to let's see and go back up. Do you cop release day shoes from Foot Locker and Champs? Right now I don't. And let's see, like 3 years ago, remember when it was like super popular? People were like waiting in line, people getting in fights, and then they went into the raffle. Now it's like online. Now you have to reserve online. Some people still do the raffle tickets, not a lot of them, but some of them still do. But the thing is about release day shoes is that you have to know your shoes. And I've seen a lot of people trying to resell, like the Black Cats were pretty cool. The Black Cat 13s were cool, but they sat like on shelves, at least in my area. And people try to flip them and it didn't work out. Next thing you know, people were returning them. For some reason, the foam posits didn't move that quickly either. The penny foams. I'm a fan of foams. For some reason, they didn't move that fast. So didn't really do that well. And you have to know your stuff. You don't want to be stuck with a bunch of shoes that aren't moving, because in that case, you're spending a lot when you're talking about Jordans and all those. Obviously, if you're able to pick up Yeezys, then yeah, you're gonna make pretty good amount of money back. But right now, the Jordan game, they're cranking out a bunch of shoes every single week, and now it's getting easier to get them for retail. So right now, I'm not doing that. I probably won't do that. I guess I have more of like a thrill of the hunt type of thing when you're talking about Ross and Savers and thrifting finds, but I would just be very careful when you're coming to that stuff. Going back up. Let's see. Jose says, "Is there a Nordstrom Rack where you're at? I found some decent finds there." We do have one Nordstrom Rack, and it's right next to a TJ Maxx. And I was actually there, I think last weekend. I was there last weekend, and nothing really in my area. I went to the Nordstrom Rack in Austin, and I also didn't really find a whole lot there. But on Instagram, though, people have been finding some pretty good stuff at Nordstrom Rack. As far as like Kobe's, though, Kobe 9s and Kobe 10s. Someone found what the Kobe's there. A crazy amount of finds at Nordstrom Rack. But for me, in my area, it hasn't really been that good. And that's the thing, though, right? Like everybody has different stores in their area, and some are really, really good and some are really, really crappy, and it will have an effect on you. But then you have to go as many times as possible. Make sure you're doing the best that you can with the stores that you have in your area. But some people just have it way easier in their area, and they're gonna find awesome stuff. But in my case, Nordstrom Rack has not been that great for me in my area. Eduardo says, "Do you have to have a certain amount of sales to have the eBay store? What's up with those Adidas you just put up?" With these, I was just going over like the looking up the Adidas numbers to see what shoe it was. So I was just talking about that. They're nothing super, super special. I mean, I hope to make a profit out of them, but they're not like amazing shoes. But let me see. What was I going to answer again? I got thrown off. Do I have a certain amount of sales to have an eBay store? You don't, but you'd have to, like, they do have a monthly service that you can pay for. And if you have a certain amount of listings, it will help you out in the long run because of fees. So I have like the basic store subscription that helps me out with the amount of items that I do have. But that just depends on how many items you have on there. If you're a beginner, more than likely, I think you have a limit on you anyway. So you can't really go further than that until you get your metrics up and you're selling a little bit more and building that up. So you do have to have a certain amount of metrics and stuff like that. As far as like positive feedbacks and how many you can actually list and everything. So Fernandino says, "Oh, hey, what's up? What's up?" And So yeah, I think that's mostly it. We got kind of thrown off because we're talking about Ross finds and Marshalls and all that stuff, but that's mostly it when you're talking about the shipping stuff. I'm trying to. I think the whole thing got a little thrown off with this show because I was just having like super problems in the beginning. I don't know what was going on, but hopefully next time it will be better. And I was like way later because of that stupid what the Google Hangout thing, it just would not load. So hopefully it'll be better next time. Um, do you usually just let eBay do the automatic payments, or do you do the one-time payments? Um, well, I guess also if you've been selling for a while, most of the payments just go through PayPal and you're fine, and it goes straight to your account. I think if you're a new seller, they do have a limit for you on your PayPal account, which kind of sucks because I think you have to wait a certain amount of time just to get it back. So it gets easier over time as you build up your metrics, but I know it could be frustrating for like a new seller because it takes a while to like build that up. But for me, it's pretty easy. It just goes straight to the PayPal and and then go straight to my account. So I really don't have to worry about any of that stuff. But um, as far as your payments go, if it is kind of like a new seller, it's gonna take longer to get that money, and it's just part of the eBay game. But all right, so it's like a good hour. Oh, maybe we're what a little bit short of an hour, but definitely wanted to keep it in that hour range and talk a little bit about shipping. So I had a lot of questions about that. Tomorrow, like I said, Ross finds of the week, and then from there on out, I think I have trying to get, let's see, I think Monday, what did I film? I think I found a pretty good Plato's Closet video. Hopefully I can get that out on Monday. Still got to do the edits on there. And then of course Ross finds of the week every Thursday. And I'm trying to see maybe if I can spread things out like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, if that helps people out. Because I know Monday through Thursday, everyone's like, oh yeah, cool. And then Friday comes around, they're like, oh, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, kind of like I'm gone for like 3 days and not new videos. So if Monday, Wednesday, Friday works out, let me know. Might be something I'll be changing to. Not too sure yet, but I'll let you guys know. Um, and Chris says, thanks, man. Appreciate the answers. Looking forward to these in the future for sure. Any way I can help you out, or you can email me to hustlerhacks1@gmail.com. Trying to answer a bunch of emails and a bunch of DMs on Instagram, trying to get back to everybody so I can help people out. And then Josh says, looked like you killed it finding stuff this past week. I saw the new listings on eBay. Yeah, I listed a whole bunch of stuff. I was able to catch up on listings yesterday, and a bunch of stuff sold, including like one of the jackets sold that for $100. I sold one of the Avalanche jerseys that I got at the swap meet for $15. I sold it for 150 this morning. That was actually international sale, so shipped that out today. That was like a huge profit for me for just that one jersey. So pretty good there. But thanks guys for everybody that was asking questions. Let me know through email anything else you guys want me to cover. I can cover that up for the next live videos, and hopefully no problems on the next one. So thanks guys for watching this one. Ross finds of the week, that'll be tomorrow, and we'll see you guys then. Go out and get it.